As far as the NFL last night, your Dallas Cowboys yesterday with the great win in Minnesota. And here is their head coach, Mike McCarthy, on their quarterback's performance, Cooper Rush.
I can't say enough about, Cooper, being ready, number one, to jump in there and go, and was productive, did an excellent job, commanded the offense. I thought Kellen did a really good job just kind of, taking what they've given us, and Cooper did a great job distributing the football. I can't say enough about our football team the last 2 weeks. Excellent win for us tonight. We knew it was going to be tough coming in here, always is, and I'm proud of our football team.
Yeah, he should be. And Cooper Rush played well. You still think about the Minnesota Vikings. You got to win this game. You're at home. Keep hearing about, Kirk D. Cousins and all these great stats. Win the game. They're an average team. I don't care how good his performance is or was. Step up. Big game at home. And even if Dak Prescott didn't play, and they lost, it was still the right decision. Think bigger picture here. This is not about your ego. This is not, hey, we got to prove week in and week out. This is a war of attrition. This is about survival. Look at all the other teams with backup quarterbacks. Look at all the teams with injuries. We're halfway point of the season. You got to be ready to go in December and January and hopefully February. Not now. And if you're going to hold him out, you made the right decision even if you didn't win that game. Saints over the Bucs. We'll dive into that a little bit further. The Jets had their new quarterback. Who would have thought? It's a guy out of Western Kentucky, Mike White. Jets over the Bengals. Steelers sneak by the Cleveland Browns. And Baker Mayfield had this message for us in the media.
Within sports media world, it's going to be the world's falling down. We're going to handle it within the building and make the corrections we need to execute. We have a good enough team. It's just that we're kicking ourselves in the foot right now, stubbing our toes, and just build 1 week at a time. That's why I said we're going to chip away. There's no big picture mindset. We got to chip away 1 week at a time, and we'll do just that.
Why do you care what we think, Baker? Who cares? Or what we're going to think? Just play football. That's it. The media has been all over the Cleveland Browns as a favorite. Media loves talking about the Cleveland Browns. It's been a great story. Should be a great team. You got injuries. But, this isn't we're going to win the division. You've lost to Pittsburgh. Baltimore we know is still good. Cincinnati, we're going to find out if they are a true, legitimate playoff contender. But Cleveland can't afford to have these. You win these games. You're at home. You win the game. You don't get style points. And don't worry about what the media has to say. Who cares? Patriots over the Chargers, that was my big surprise. I was surprised at that, and I thought the Lions were going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Whiffed on those because Patriots beating the Chargers. And here we are. Every week, we want to have a referendum. We know exactly what a team is going to be like or what a player is going to be like. And it was 2 weeks ago when everybody was telling me, Justin Herbert, that's who you build around. Well, maybe you do. But I said at the time, let's slow down. We expect so much out of these young quarterbacks. And when you get the real high, everybody jumps on. It's a hot air balloon that's not tethered. No, it's got to be tethered. Because trust me, it's going to come back down to earth. Every quarterback. In the 40 years that I've been covering the NFL, every quarterback has come back down to earth. Tom Brady lost to Trevor Siemian yesterday.
You're making that one up.
No, Trevor Siemian. I didn't even know he was on the roster. I thought my boy Ian Book was going to get some playing time, the Notre Dame quarterback. Book! It's just, that's the NFL. It's week in and week out where you go, who is this and what are they doing? I don't think anybody had the Bengals losing to the Jets. I'm not surprised. But as I said, I thought the Lions, who had played close games, were going to win that game, and I didn't think the Patriots could beat the Chargers in Los Angeles. But that's why they play every single week. That's why we get surprised every single week. You have a standalone game tonight with the Chiefs against the Giants. This is one of those situations. The Kansas City Chiefs have to approach this in a way of saying, we got to pile on the points here. We can't win one of those, 27-23 games. Like, you got to blow them out. And you got to, kind of reestablish. They have to win this game just to be tied for last place in their division. I mean, it's crazy. But this is what the NFL is this season. When you think you know, you don't know. And that was a classic example yesterday of a couple of those games. We're reaching the halfway mark of the NFL season, and we've got some storylines already falling apart. Justin Herbert was the one quarterback everybody loved. He's still great. The Chargers come back down to earth. Bengals lose to a guy named Mike White out of Western Kentucky, not even drafted. The only undefeated team, the Cardinals, lose to the Packers at home on a Thursday night. Bucs look like the team to beat in the NFC. They fell to Trevor Siemian. And it's another reminder of we assume we know what's going on. We don't. It's a funny week. And it'll be a funny week again next week. Teams look great now. They could fall apart by the end of the season. And a few teams we didn't expect to make a run will. I thought the Rams had the best Sunday because they just did what they were supposed to do, and they move on. And that's what you're trying to do. Look, be impressive, win those games. Don't have it come down to, one possession here. And I thought the Rams sort of stood alone because everybody was focusing in on some of the other teams who lost. But I thought the Rams, with that performance, and granted, you expect the Rams to win. But, we expected the Bengals to win. Maybe you thought Tampa Bay was going to beat New Orleans. I could not help but think of Tom Brady's comment to Peyton and Eli Manning, where he sort of said defenses are dumb. It's like dogs chasing cars. Well, I thought, man, that's a tough comment to make against the Saints because the Saints always have your number. At least they have since Tom has been in Tampa. All right, McLovin, what kind of poll question do you have? By the way, this program is brought to you by Simply Safe Home Security. I'm giving my listeners 40% off their award-winning home security. Take advantage of this. If you've thought about putting one in, this is the place to go. They're great people to work with. Best home security, award-winning home security. Learn more. Get 40% off your new system. Visit simplysafedan.com. Yes, McLovin.
All right, well, we'll start with those Saints. Where do you turn at quarterback? I'll give you 4 choices. You could shoot the ball down. Stay with Trevor Siemian out of Northwestern. Start Taysom Hill when he's out of the concussion protocol. Sign Cam Newton, which is one rumor that's out there, or convince Drew Brees to get out of the booth.
No.
Why is that not possible?
No.
Is it the hair? Why
Yes.
can't he come back?
Can't
that helmet would be not help.
You can't put a helmet on that hair. You just can't.
He played last year. I don't know why it's so unreasonable to ask him to consider.
No. He said last night that he wasn't interested. If I'm New Orleans, I think Sean Payton has to have a talk with Sean Payton and just go, can I continue to win with Trevor Siemian? Or should I bring in Cam Newton? Should I bring in Cam Newton anyway, if I'm going to have Trevor Siemian out there?
Well, what about Taysom Hill?
I don't like Taysom Hill as a quarterback.
He went 3-1 last year as a starter.
I don't want Taysom Hill as my starting quarterback.
I think you're getting him.
I would rather have Trevor Siemian as my starting quarterback than Taysom Hill. I like utilizing, they don't have Michael Thomas. Like, I don't have enough weapons there. You got Kamara. I got to have other weapons in there. And I'd rather have Trevor Siemian as the quarterback. I would probably kick the tires on Cam Newton now. Yeah, McLovin.
The schedule's not terrible for the Saints. They have the Falcons next week, then the Titans, the Eagles, the Jets are coming up down the road, so they can sneak in, play mid-level and get into the playoffs. But is that the goal there?
Sure. Yeah. Why not? You got a good defense. Yeah, Paulie.
Mike Florio, 45 minutes ago, reported Pro Football Talk. Per source, the Saints will not be pursuing Cam Newton to replace Jameis Winston.
Okay. No.
Kind of hurts our poll question.
Yeah. Oops.
No offense.
That would have been nice
Drew
to
Brees
know.
killed it.
I could have just poo-pooed that, but I wanted to.
Yeah, it could have been nice if you told me 14 minutes ago when we started the show.
We should still just speculate on it. It could be fun anyway.
Yeah.
Pretend we didn't know.
I don't know why that tweet makes us less likely to pursue Cam Newton there. Wait, what's going on? I feel like I see that tweet. Oh, okay. They're obviously talking about Cam Newton. I don't know. It's not out of the woods yet. Okay. If the NFL had to relegate one team, which one would it be? The Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who got blown out by Geno Smith, or the Houston Texans?
Well, it feels like the Texans want to give up. The Lions, I don't think they give up, although yesterday you could say that. They've played hard in all their games. The Texans are trying to give up. God, the Jags had that onside kick, and I went, oh, my God, they're going to run it back for it. They did. Man, that's a bad team. I would say the Texans need to be relegated. Or we combine the Lions, Jags, and Texans and see if they can somehow come up with a respectable team. How many wins do you think the Lions, Jags, and Texans would have if we combine their talents for an entire season? 6? 7? Maybe? Yeah, but relegation would be nice. That'd be fun. I'm all for relegation in college football as well. Yes, McClellan.
And it's not really a tank for an obvious tank for a quarterback situation, right?
No. They're just tanking because they don't want to play their quarterback. And as I told you last week, my source said that there's too many hurdles for Deshaun Watson to be traded. And that's what you're finding out. And I told you, my source said that the Dolphins are asking the NFL if they can talk to Deshaun Watson. They want to know if he'll settle those civil cases. You still have the other ones where criminal charges could be filed. I was also told that Deshaun Watson would not be suspended if he went to the Dolphins or Carolina, and you might be looking at a 6-game suspension next year. But, I know there are a lot of people talked about 8. It might be 8 reduced to 6. But, these are things that I just said there are too many hurdles here. And John McClain is a great columnist in Houston and has his finger on the pulse. And when, he said, hey, talks are heating up. And then I asked my source and said, there's too many legal hurdles. Now, he could still be traded by tomorrow. From what I'm told, though, it borders on impossible to try to trade Deshaun Watson right now. And what Houston was doing was leveraging. Dolphins wanted him. Carolina apparently was back in the mix of things. And then they were raising, what the ante was for Deshaun Watson. But from what I know, what I'm told, he will not be traded.